What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Hey, if you're new to this channel, my name is Erica Williams. I'm a six-figure YouTuber who manages $2 million in assets across real estate, trucking, and other business ventures. So listen, if you could drop your city and state and hit the like button. As you can see, I'm not in Texas right now. It's quite cold. I'm in North Carolina. I took the new vehicle to North Carolina to kind of get that. Break it on in a little bit. So, if you're watching this video, you see the title, how do you make $10,000 in a month in an online business? Now, many of you think, oh man, I need years and years of experience, Erica. I need to have all these skills. I need to do all this stuff. And a lot of times what you'll encounter, if you start mingling in other locations, in other circles, that $10,000, I mean, honestly, for the past 7 years has not been this big number. A lot of people in the online space make 10K since like 7 years ago, about 2012, 2013, 2014. And the reason why is system offering services process, right? But I want to walk you through what's important, because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm just going to go make this money and it's going to be great. And 9 times out of 10, they don't know what they want. Now, let me clarify people knowing what they want. If you look at the description, and not everybody always looks at the description, and that's okay. We'll walk you through it. In the description, I talk about real relationships, proximity, above average pairing, and everybody can't come. Honey, if you can learn that number 4, honey, everybody just can't come. Now, before I start breaking it down into that, I'm going to go over 3 things that are really important. 1 is 3 types of friends, 2 is love languages, and 3 is goal making. And the reason I'm starting there, not to get all like super mindset on you guys, because you're here to hear how do you make 10K in a month, but it has to start here. It has to. If you don't start here, what ends up happening is you get on calls with me and other business owners, and you're unhappy, you're miserable, you did something for the money and you want out of it now, and you don't know how to do it. Number 1, 3 types of friends, okay? And if any of you are here, you probably should know this answer, but if not, it's okay. We all didn't get the same kind of training. Friends of utility, friends of pleasure, and friends for the good. Now, let me break those out. Friends of utility. A lot of times these are your coworkers, your friends at work, but that's it. Y'all ain't friends after work, okay? Gym buddies sometimes, personal trainers, friends that are with you for that time, just a time period, right? Or you guys are trying to meet a goal together, right? Or, if you ever notice, you'll go on a vacation with a bunch of girls and everybody's best of friends as we're leading up to the vacation and on the vacation. And then after vacation, sometimes the girls ain't friends no more. Now, for whatever reason that is, it just is what it is. All right. So those are friends of utility. You usually have a goal and you're trying to get there to the goal. Number 2, friends of pleasure. Friends of pleasure are club, party together, fish fry, cooking, football games, goofing off, laughing. No deep conversation now. It can trend to that, but mostly just you call Freddie because Freddie's good on Friday, right? You call Jesse and Tommy and all of them to go to the club on Saturday, to go hang out with women on Saturday, whatever it is. Right? To go on little mini road trips, all that stuff. Those are friends for pleasure. If you try to have deep conversations, that ain't it. These are friends for pleasure. Number 3, friends for the good. Now, friends for the good are people who can call you out on your BS, okay? Their mutual respect and admiration, right? There's a level of vulnerability there. And see, a lot of times people fall into the habit of they have a bunch of work friends. I've literally met men and women, not just men, who have work friends and friends that hang out for cookouts, but nobody knows they're going through depression. No one knows they're going through a midlife crisis. No one knows they lost their job and lost their apartment. I'm always shocked when women who it's harder. And be careful. I'm gonna be careful here. A lot of times people complain about why are so many more men homeless than women. And I think it becomes down to the friends and family mixture. Women will have friends that are mutual respect and admiration, people that'll call you out, people you can be vulnerable with. And also, they don't just have work friends, they don't just have gym buddies, they don't just have club buddies. They have a set of friends who, if things go wrong, all of a sudden they move in with those women, or they move in with said family, or there's just layers of friendship there and networks where, hey, you maybe not be able to live with your best friend, but she has another woman she knows who needs a roommate. And that was very common. I saw in church and in college years where, oh yeah, that's not my friend, but she knows my other friend, and so now we're roommates. And it'd be the craziest stories. I didn't hear that as often from men, right? Just didn't hear it as often. Men either were friends when they moved in or they weren't. That just is what it is. So that's my little tidbit on that. And so again, why are those important? Why did I bring that up about the friendship aspect? A lot of times what you're seeing here in social media circles, in the internet, is you think everybody is deep friends for the good, help you out. And no, sometimes friends are just friends for seasons. I know your grandma talked to you about that. Seasonal friends. And then sometimes people are friends of utility, y'all working on a project, or sometimes people are just good time friends. Right. My biggest thing is, if I don't go over your house and I haven't met your mom and I haven't called you after like 9 o'clock or at weird hours, we're probably not deep friends. We're probably loose associates. Okay. So number 2 is love languages. Because a lot of you are like, Erica, what does this have to do with making $10,000 a month? If you do not identify when you start your journey who your utility friends are, who your fun friends are, and who your friends are for the good, who can be honest with you, you're going to have a problem about 2-3 years. Let me be very, very clear. If you do not know who your friends are that you can build things with, who your friends are that are just here for the party, they don't want to know about your job, they don't know about your other stuff, they just want to be your friend for the party on Friday. And if you don't know who friends are who will be honest with you when you're effing up, you're going to have problems in 2 years. So just make note of that. Number 2, love languages. A lot of you are like, Erica, what does this have to do with anything? I've met and counseled at least 10 people now who were married at the beginning of starting a business. The business is doing well, the marriage fell apart. And you will talk to those people and you will say, what is going on? What is happening? You're making all this money, but your life is falling apart. What happened? Because people love to say, well, we growed apart, we changed. And a lot of times they did not understand the other person's love language. I've heard 3 people right now who go, yeah, I gave them all the stuff they wanted. I had all this money. I bought them all this stuff. And then all of a sudden they heard from their wife, I just wanted quality time. I just wanted your time. We never got your time. Right. So already that tells me they did not know each other's love language, because then he could have just simply allotted maybe a Thursday, maybe a weekend, maybe a whatever to that quality time. Right. So if you're starting a business or you're switching, having major life changes, you need to know your love languages, which there's a book called The 5 Love Languages. You need to grab it. And you need to know your significant other's love languages. I have a friend right now who he wants to quit his job terribly. And he wants to start a business, but his wife is like, oh, no, baby, you're going to stay right over there at the engineering building. Stop playing with me. And it's because her, between her love languages and what she thinks is good is security, safety net. You stay there. That's our safety, right? She doesn't understand anything outside that makes her very scared. So he's keeping on this engineering job and then doing engineering jobs on the weekend. He's doubling up. He's making plenty of money, but the thought for her is fear. So again, you need to know who you're married to, who you're partnering with, who you're hanging out with, friends, right? I'm just doing the quotations, friends, before you start saying, hey, I'm gonna go do online business. Because I've seen people have to change their every move out of their state, move to a new city, get a whole new batch of friends because they were with a bunch of potheads, all right? Or they were with a bunch of party good time folks, and they didn't have any real friends when things got real. And I've seen that. It's blown my mind, but I've seen it more than enough times to tell you this is an important component of you making $10,000 a month online. Because if you're in a circle of friends who are like, you're trying to do some online stuff and they looking at you like you crazy, and they start reducing their time with you and they stop hanging with you, you may want to revert back to going to get a job and revert back to going to corporate America because you're lonely. And there was just a study, I put it in the community tab that I may have not posted it yet. Essentially, they studied all these people. They had super fit, in shape folks who were like muscled, eating healthy, all this other stuff. They died earlier than the fat, out of shape group of people who had a big community. Why? Because they were saying not loneliness, but social community isolation. All those people died earlier. And they studied 7,000 people in the Alameda study. I'll post it in the community tab. This is important because people think, well, I'm gonna just be some lone wolf and I'm gonna make all this money by myself. And that's, I've seen people do dangerous, disastrous things when that happens. I've seen people who are smart, acute businessmen all of a sudden pop up with a woman pregnant and was like, well, I want a kid anyway, Bro, you wanted a relationship. You wanted somebody to be around you in this journey. Just be honest with yourself, okay? So you need to know those two first. Number 3 is goal making. Does the business you want align with how you want to live? I know mommy bloggers who, they take a ton of pictures. They have a ton of little projects they do with their kids, and they snap a photo in between and keep it moving. They don't over analyze like, oh man, how can I start this business? Because they've already got all the fodder for the blog and for the video. They've already got it. They already got all the information for the cookbook. They already got it for the lifestyle blog. They can just pop up a lifestyle blog because that is their lifestyle, right? There's a woman, I don't know if I can find her YouTube channel again, but she basically said that she wanted to be a lifestyle blogger. She literally had to go in one corner of her house. She painted the wall white, put a little shelf behind her, made a little cubby corner, and started recording videos from there, like quietly and softly with her voice, because she was doing it while her kids were doing a nap, and built her whole channel up, built a whole lifestyle blog, and people didn't realize she was using one corner of a room in her house. Like, it happens, right? So again, just trying to hit it in, just trying to put it in there on you guys, okay? Now, number 4, and I'm gonna get back to the other parts where I was at, because you have to understand, relationship equals partnership at times, but it can't be a partnership if you want it to be a sponsorship. So let me say that again. A lot of times people are going into business looking for relationships, okay? Okay, but there's a lot of people out here who want to be sponsored, right? They want to be sugar babied, as Glendon would say. He talks about sugar babies all the time. They want somebody to come in and sponsor their life, sponsor their transition. You should not be looking for relationships that sponsor this new life for you. That's not what they are. Relationships are supposed to be partnerships, or things where people can talk with each other, mutual understanding. Okay. Unless you are trying to sponsor. Okay. That's another story. Okay. That's none of my business. Okay. Collaboration. So here's a big thing. I've been in several groups, and as I'm kind of changing, not necessarily changing the brand as much as I am elevating who I hang out with, right? Changing who I hang out with, getting in different circles because the energy was just funky in some of the circles I was in. Collaboration is number 1. I will get on the phone with people, right? I get on the phone with people and it's like, hey, here's my link, here's my Gumroad, here's my this. Hey, send this to me, boom, boom, let's promote each other, let's go down the road. It's like a handshake. Because they're in business, they're used to people being in business. They're surrounded other people being in business. I've talked to some Black Instagrammers and Black YouTubers, and they're like, oh, you want me to give you a this and a that and a code? And I don't know. And it's just levels of not understanding this is how business works. This is how you get ahead in America and in other places, is collaboration. Is us working together, is us getting something mutually. Right? Like, I reached out to one YouTuber and I said, hey, can I send this to your email list? And you can send something to my email list. And it was like, I don't even know this dude from Adam, but he reviewed my channel, reviewed all the different things. He was like, sure, great. Okay, here's $100. Charge me $100. Boom, keep it moving. And I can tell you, like, multiple times trying to reach out to other YouTubers, other Instagrammers, and they don't understand that because they have not been in business. Right? So I'm trying to be careful and delicate here and not insult people, but they have not been in business. They don't know how to run online business, and they don't understand that this is all barter and playing ball. And this is how this rolls, right? You're going to collaborate, and you have to be careful who you collaborate. All right. And that kind of thing. And so, prime example, I'm going to use these examples. If you saw in the details, I wrote out Houston Fitness Connection. So, prime example, if you see in the community tabs today, I posted several of the same group of friends. And let me be very clear, they're friends of pleasure, good, and utility. They're a mixture. They all are starting gyms when gyms are supposedly dying. They're all having these fitness lines, right? When people are like, oh, I can't make no money on Shopify. But that's the difference. These people are in each other's space, in each other's sphere, talking to each other, collabing with each other, getting warehouse space right next to each other, hiring 1 or 2 people on staff, sometimes 3 to 4, 5, 6 on staff, paying them to box and package t-shirts, hoodies, hats, accessories, and all this stuff. And you go, well, Erica, how much money can they really be making? Trust me, honey, I am in a group. They are making $2 to $3 million. Then some. Some of them are making 4, 5, 6. And so they open the door for each other, right? And everybody's, you could kind of guess who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Max Chewing. I'm talking about Sean Coakley. I'm talking about Russell Swoll. I'm talking about Alex, Christian Guzman, and a couple other pieces, and How to Beast. I'm going to go to him next. They're all helping each other in the jet stream get where they need to be in business. So it's important who you talk to on a daily basis, because sometimes I'll say something, I'm like, I'm so frustrated. I wanted to kick off this wine brand, this brand, this other brand, these online stuff that I know in other conversational groups, like, oh, Erica, just do this. Let's get it going. Boom. Here, get a little warehouse. That's $1,000 a month. Do this. Because that's every day for them. Right? But I spoke with other people on it, and they were like, well, I don't know, Erica, this and that. And the hesitation made me pause. Right? Some books I had run to write. I spoke with somebody, and the hesitation in his voice made me pause. And then I got in another room and another mastermind with a couple other people who are all in business on YouTube. And they were all like, girl, dude, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was no thing. Because in their world, they're all friends doing similar things. And it's nothing for them to hold the door open for each other into the jet stream. Right? So you have Max Chewing getting all inside of HEB. Going to be in all HEBs at the end of the year. You have the other guy, Christian, who's in his HEBs. You're going to have a couple other ones in HEBs soon. And what you have to realize is that comes from having conversation with people who are doing the same thing you're doing, or people being a little bit ahead of you on the road you're trying to go. But the only way you know if that person has what you want is, 1, if you're active in business, and 2, if you know where you're trying to go. Do you know the goal you have set for yourself? Are you one of these people that want to get in something 2 to 3 years and get out and cash out? And that's a lot of women. And there's nothing wrong with this. I want you to be very clear. A lot of women want to start lifestyle blogs because, hey, 2 to 3 years, I take pictures of why my kids are cute and cuddly. And then when they start being 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they get on my nerves. I can put the camera down because I've already given you 2, 3 years of super cuddly, cute babies and mommy cookbooks and recipes and decorations and things to start before they go to kindergarten, and make a buku bunch of money in 2 to 3 years and go about my business. Right? Because at some point you want to give your kids the privacy. Okay? I hope y'all understand that. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, there's several videos I'd love to run about having 2 to 3 years in business and getting out the door, because you can do that. There's several that you can do it in. Even trucking, right? I talk to some people in Houston who are in trucking. They just have 2 trucks. They've had 2 trucks for years now. Years. And he goes, oh, girl, we've been doing this for 7 years now. I just noticed y'all getting all popular online. We've always had 2 trucks. It's an easy little, 16, 15, 14 grand for us. And we use it to funnel our real estate deals. They've always done it for 7 years. Great couple, great family out of Houston. Very, you know what I mean? Just keep it moving, right? What was their ultimate goal? Real estate. And they kept the ultimate goal. Because what happens is you see shiny things and you want to hop on the shiny thing train. So why am I talking about the Houston Fitness Connection? Because all those guys can kind of get you into the same retailer, the same wholesaler, the same t-shirt design, the same fabric designer, who are all making the same clothes, right? Right? Okay. In the jet stream. And so that's part of that. Now, I'm going to talk to you about when you're talking about, I'm in a city. Now, you've heard me talk about YouTubers, onliners, Instagrammers who they're in a city, nobody knows them. They couldn't even host a happy hour in their own city because ain't nobody know them. Because they're not in their city. They're not involved in their city. They're not rooted in their city. Okay? They're at home all day making content all day. It is what it is. I'm going to just address it. There's a way to, and prime example, I'm going to use example, How to Beast. He moved from Boston to Austin. It rhymes, you know it does. And he was there. He took amazing pictures. He had drone shots. He did what many people who are transient to the Austin environment do. They come for 2 years. They go party, hang outside, and do a lot of stuff, and then go, well, I'm going to move somewhere else so I can get more involved in the city because Austin's too transient. Not remembering that they're adding to the transient vibe by literally just being there, hopping and doing the touristic thing for 2 years. Right? And when I mean involved in the city, I mean involved in a church, involved in a community programs, involved in volunteering, involved in things in neighborhoods, community watch, different things, going to parades, going to 50Ks, participating, involved in the community. Right? But when you're just a tourist of that city, you're just visiting that city, you're looking for like, how can I get to somewhere else? Right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what a lot of Instagrammers are doing. They're visitors in their own city because they don't dig any roots. Now that led him to do what? Move to where? Houston. Why? Because a lot of these Instagrammers, even though you see them, you think, oh man, they're making $1 million, baby. They're making $1 million. A lot of them are making about 200,000 to 500,000. That's not everybody. I'm just giving you round numbers. That's not everybody, but that's a lot of them. 200,000, 500,000, which in our world is huge money. Because a lot of people are making $2 to $5 grand a month when I talk to them. When I really go to conferences and seminars, most people online are making $2 to $5 grand and they try to figure out how to get to 10. That's why that number 10 is so important. And old school people who've been doing 10 grand for the past 7 years are like, what's supposed to hold up? Why are you taking so long to make 10? Right? So the guys who are making 200, 500,000, they like, I need to make this money stretch. That's why you see a lot of them move to Houston. I'm not knocking Houston. I'm just saying a lot of them move to Houston because the big old house they get in Houston for 300,000, they're gonna get that same house in Austin for $500,000, 600,000, 700,000. So now they done knocked their costs down, and then they can also be in what? Proximity. Okay? Proximity. Okay? Proximity to each other to do what? Be friends for the good. To be friends for play, right? Max Schumann moved from Maryland, Virginia area, Northern Virginia, to Houston. Why? Because his friends were there, right? Friends of the good, friends of the good, friends of pleasure, friends of utility are there in Houston. And the growth opportunities were there. The discounts were there, right? So you get into this jet stream of people who are all making money, and you have a couple of them who you're like, how are you making $1 million? You in a jet stream of friends who are all pushing you in the same direction. You can make $1 million. It's not crazy. And so you have to understand, even myself being a military kid, when I'm in Austin, I can see how you get into the jet stream, right? You get into the jet stream with a certain group of friends, and your life dramatically changes. Dramatically changes. I've talked to some people like, man, I'm surprised you don't live in California, Erica, doing this stuff. I'm like, baby, there's superstars living in Houston doing YouTube. I don't need to move to California. I'm good. Like, you try to express to people that there's a whole Instagram world and Texas and YouTube world, that is doing very well, and it's on YouTube. Some of the biggest and the best all over our platform are in Texas. Some of your biggest, brightest videos, most information videos is in Texas. AM1's about to hop over to Dallas. AM1, trust me, you'll have lots of money to do it, lots of video work. Now, you're like, okay, Erica, you said real relationships was 1. You said proximity was 2, above average pairing, and 4 is everybody can't come. Everybody can't come. Everybody cannot come. And there are some people who will get left behind if they don't get on board. Because I've learned over the past 3 years, it only takes one person to wreck a ship. It only takes one person to bring something down. It only takes one squeaky wheel to disrupt the boat. I've seen people, one person be a tornado, and every person he touches, he just destroys. I've seen it. So when I talk to you about getting in the right room, and immediately getting out of a room if you feel that it is at all froggy, you need to do that. And how do you do that? If they're a person of utility, a person of pleasure, a person of the good. You need to know if that person is in the relationship space, if you need to let go of them. Now, people may make fun of tall car reviews. He was with the baby mom, somebody's baby mama, it wasn't his kid, for 9 years. Basically growing a channel, living, chilling, growing, and then was like, yeah, I'm leaving to California. You coming with? Nah, I can't go. I'm a kid. I can't just pack up and go. All right, peace out. Tells people don't ever want to get married. I don't ever want to have no kids. I don't know if I want to have kids. Gets to California within 6 months, 8 months, meets another YouTuber, and increased the quality of video because you get to California. You got to do what you got to do. Met another YouTuber girl. She's hilarious. She's funny. And I'm going to talk about her in a second. And now it's like, I'm going to get married. I want to have kids. Because who you interact with matters. Okay? Who you interact with, got married fast as hell. I mean, I just want you to be very clear, right? You have to understand, he went from 9 years chilling like a villain, kind of working, building the brand, to like, you know what? Hey, I have to leave. And if you are not willing to leave with me, I'm going to leave. And that's okay. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, don't let nobody live up on you for 9 years and don't marry you. Don't let them live up on you for 1 year. You got to go where you got to go. Okay. And so when he got out there, her family was not playing that. They weren't playing that. She came from a mommy and daddy home. It's like, hey, what you about to do? You know what you about to do? You about to marry this girl. That's what you about to do. We done seen you. We done seen your whole life. You about to marry the girl. You're not gonna date our daughter and play that game for 9 years. If you date our daughter, we're gonna be in your face. We're gonna keep talking to you, and you're gonna marry her daughter. Like this is not a joke. We just double check it, okay? And that happens when you get into a relationship sometimes with people who are on their game, who are going somewhere in life. They are not willing to let you just drag them around, okay? Let's just say it that way, okay? I'm gonna just put it that way, right? They're just at a different space, and you're not gonna play with them, okay? And that's okay as well. That's okay as well, right? And with that being said, knowing how much is enough. Because if you look at her, even though she was like heavy content, she kind of pulled it down a little bit and relaxed, because you get to a certain number. And I've met people who got to 200,000 a year, like, Erica, I'm doing amazing, right? Because let's just be honest, when you can start to get to $300,000 and $400,000, your only problem you will have, and trust me, I know it, is over leveraging yourself or getting involved in too many things. Because once you hit 300,000 in a year, you are already 10x everybody around you. If you pay off your student loans, your car loans, any other loan you have, you pay it off and pay it down, you good. You can do what you want. And that's the thing. You have to know your comfortability number. So again, real relationships, understand who they are, what they are, proximity, above average pairing. So who are you? And I'm going to be careful here. But when someone says they're above average, I'm going to be careful. I don't want to say this. I look at your life. If you are the only above average friend and all your other friends are regular or raggedy or hood rat or doing crazy crap, that's you. That's really you. You're just doing a little bit better than them. No, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. So when you're above average, usually you run with a squad of above average people, or you have weekends where you hang out with above average people. And so for me, what I ended up doing is I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this conference, I'm gonna go to this seminar, and then I'm gonna go do a weekend mastermind. Max Alex Becker, who's right there in Austin with me, I'm gonna hang out with the other big dogs of YouTube who are already in Austin. Not for friends for the good, that's deep down friends, but more like friends of utility. Hey, I need to get somewhere, you need to get somewhere. Let's kind of work together on that. I'm just saying, and when I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but usually when somebody's acting like they're above average man or above average woman, and then all their friends are bald-headed scallywags. No, baby, you're not. You're just a friend with hair and a group of bald-headed scallywags. That's who you are. Because if it wasn't who you are, you would not be in that group of people. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. Okay? So again, relationships, proximity, above average pairing. If I look in your squad, and let me be very careful. I have people who I follow their Facebook and I've liked stuff, and my friends, my real off the internet, real life, I go eat dinner with at their house, see their mom and daddy, friends are like, honey, could you stop liking those things? That's inappropriate. Because they know that's not who I am. That's not who I hang out with. Now, I may find it funny. I may find the hood crap funny on the internet, but I try not to like as much of it. Why? because that's not who I am. Do you understand? That's not who I am. That's not even my social circle. Right? So even when I started dealing with the trucks, people were like, why are you doing that? You gonna deal with them folks because we're not in the same, you know what I'm saying? We're not in the same circles. So there's 309 people here. Thank you, Angela Princess, for the $3 super sticker. Y'all hit the like button. I'm going to go ahead and get you to what you're looking for, because you know what I'm looking, you know what I'm about to talk to y'all about. What are these people doing? So again, when you talk about $200,000, $300, I have friends who are dentists. I have friends who are eye doctors. I have friends who are, yes, YouTubers, and some are mommy bloggers who got on with Oprah. And when I say got on Oprah, she's just one of the Oprah ambassadors. I know a couple people who literally just from blogging, and they do internet services. So I don't know if you ever heard of Earn on Demand. That's the ideal business model, where you're doing one-on-one services and building the video component of the brand at the same time. So she did it how most people do it, right? But I'm just saying, the people I know personally, that's kind of what we do. Sounds like Bali passport people are looking kind of average. I mean, it sometimes, you know. So again, now people are gonna say, well, Erica, okay, get me to what I came here for, the $10,000. So I got you 30 minutes in the video. I'm gonna get you to what you want. When people say $10,000 a month, you have to do a level of, and if you ask me what's the easiest, because the sun is getting ridiculous, it's attraction marketing, lifestyle blogs, commentary, right? Now, when I say commentary, y'all already know what type of commentary I'm talking about. The flashy, spicy commentary people do. Yeah, it gets you money fast. It'll get you 10K fast. But what is the one-on-one service you're offering to get it done? Now, let me go ahead and give you the blueprint. If you're trying to make 10K, and let's say you're starting from scratch today, there's four levels. Level 1 is one-on-one services, whether that's coaching, whether that's making websites, whether that's you're going to do their VA services, whatever, right? Because you can probably charge $500 to $1,000 in that range of coaching or VA services. I've seen people come out the gate coaching $2,000, and they a life coach, and I ain't seen them with a certification yet. But they'll have 5 people paying $2,000 a month, and they got 10 grand. Or I've seen people work on people's websites or BVAs or do their social media stuff, $1,000 a pop, 10 clients, and they chilling, right? Because a lot of stuff they were doing already at their house. Okay, so that's the one-on-one services. Coaching, consulting. I know people who just, that's all they do all day. And Real Estate Guru kind of got on me. He was like, Erica, people that are really busy can't do consulting all day. You know that. I was like, I do know that. At times I fall back on it because I find it interesting to talk to people, but then you always have to check yourself, like, are you really doing work? And this has been a big thing about the whole Clubhouse. Rule 101 when it comes to business online is you don't spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours doing online free stuff. You need to reevaluate your day and your time if you're doing that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay. Number 2 is classes. You will burn yourself out trying to coach a ton of people. You'll just burn yourself out. So a lot of times people put things into classes, trainings, right? So they can train 20 people in a group, or 20 people in a live training, or group coaching. They can do it with that. Number 3 is private Facebook groups. Now we could say, oh man, thank you, Jennifer Prince, for the $25 Cash App. I see it. I'm on the phone. I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. 3 is the private Facebook groups. Why? Because Facebook groups right now, hands down, if you started today, and you went and this is when you got time on your hands. Now I know a man who has some time on his hands, and I could tell his story. If you ever want to come on the channel, it'd be great. He literally went into about 100 Facebook groups a day. His wife was a little annoyed because he was just out there on the Facebook all day, in there talking to people, getting business to him, and then created a private Facebook group like, oh, I'll teach you all that in my private Facebook group for $25 a month. I think he had, last time I checked, 2,000 people in his private Facebook group for $25 a month. I think. I can't remember exact numbers, but I know he was kicking it. And I was like, salute to you. But it took a good 3-month period of him reveling it up and being in all these other Facebook groups, like communicating, talking to people, chatting it up, getting people into the funnel. So don't overlook that. And private Facebook groups is a big money maker still, because even now I'm in a text group that costs $5 a month to be in the text group. I think the guy has a total of 10,000 people on his text list, text notifications. It might be more now. He's running ads, so it's probably going to be more in a month or two. That's 50 grand a month. Now you're going to say, well, Eric, it costs to run the text service. It does cost to run text service. But how much does it cost for him to put his mind, his therapist, put positive quotes in this text chat for 30 days straight? If you're having glitches, refresh your screen, refresh it, because I'm clear on my side. Is everybody good over here? If you can see the screen without glitches, put a 1 in the comments. Let me know. It may just be you, boo. You may just need to refresh it. Number 4, SEO and attraction. SEO and attraction. If I today, I'm being careful because I don't want to step on this girl business. This young lady and her significant other, which is also a lady, so they're very two beautiful, curly hair, beautiful coconut chocolate, whatever ladies, went to Bali for a year. And they took a lot of pictures, and they posted pictures every day on Instagram in Bali with nice quotes about resetting their mind, getting their meditation right, escaping 9 to 5, even though they're very young. So you're like, what are you escaping? And all these things for a year. And then they run a little bit of ads on it lately. Well, they have a $30 ebook they've sold thousands of copies of. So let's just say they sell 100 a month of this $30 ebook. That's $3,000. And they live in where? Bali. They rent is probably $400 for the month. They good. They golden. They can keep that going on forever. Now, they do have a private Facebook group. And they also have like increased by running ads on Facebook. Now, you're going to say, well, Erica, they can only do it for so long. No, they can do it for a long time. The desire to escapism in America is at all-time highs, because we go, oh man, I make about $1,000 to $2,000 a month through various whatever. People have private things going on where they make a couple dollars a month, or they know they can sell 1 or 2 clients a month and get about $2 grand. Now that ain't great to stay in America in, but I could go sit in Tulum, Mexico for a few months or a year or two. I can go sit in Bali for even cheaper for a year or two. There is one Black couple. I love them. They're great. She wrote a couple books. He sold some art. They're in Bali, living. Been there about 2, 3, 4 years now. I think 3 years now. Like they lived in another island somewhere else before, and they lived somewhere else before. And you will go, well, she's got a husband that's cool, right? But you can do that because you're paying arbitrage with American dollars. Does that make sense? You're paying arbitrage with American dollars. So that's the 4, right? That's the 4. Now you're gonna say, Erica, break that down one more time. Yes, I will. Thank you for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate it, Deshaun. Thank you. Okay, so again, the 4 is, again, after we've talked about all the other stuff, and I know some of you came in late. 1 is one-on-one offers. What are something you can offer one-on-one? You can go right now and go, hey, what can I offer to you for $500 right now? Because I know if my monthly spend is $2 grand and I'm in Bali, I just need 4 people to say yes this month, right? And then I'll worry about it again next month, right? That just is what it is, right? Okay. Whatever it is, whether I do websites, whether I do photography, if AM1 has 4 clients that pay $4 grand each per month, that's 16 grand in a month, right? It may not always be that way. And with creative, sometimes it's a grind and a hustle. You never know, but it's a possibility, right? Okay, so number 2 is classes, where I can teach, and it can be purchased any time of the day, 24 hours a day. Anybody can buy it. I don't have to physically be there to teach it. Sometimes you do, live classes. Number 3, private Facebook groups / Facebook groups, period. Like, I would not spend any time building a business Facebook page. I would set it up so that you could verify who I am as a person, and I could run ads. But in general, I would only focus on, if I had to start today from scratch, I'd focus just hardcore on Facebook groups. I'd go in there and answer people's questions in other people's groups without being too spammy. I'd be all up in that mug. You'd be like, Erica, please get off Facebook. And then I would drive all those people to my private Facebook group, where I go, well, I can teach you about it, but I can't do it on somebody else's group, right? See it happen all the time. See it happen all the time, right? Even buyers list, right? Flipping houses. Derek was talking about how you need buyers and you're a wholesaler. You literally could go in every Facebook group, 20 or 30 per city, and just pull up people's emails. Hey, I saw your email in another Facebook group. Hi, I'm Erica, and I sell houses out here in Texas. If you're looking for some really good deals, this is what I currently have. If you're interested, here's my email, my name. I emailed you because you put your email in that Facebook group. Bing, 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 bing. Now you have a buyers list you built up in a day from Facebook groups. It's going to take something. And I'm just being honest. A lot of you are like, well, how can I get online? I'm not trying to go back to corporate America. It's going to take time. That's it. It's going to take your time. It's going to take you, or you're going to have to hire somebody and y'all going to be scrubbing the internet together. But it's going to take some time because everybody wants to do things for free. And if you want to do it for free, it's going to take your time. That's what it's going to do. It's going to take your physical time. And that's why you see, and I'll go to it in a second. Let me stop. I was about to get ahead of myself. Number 4, SEO and attraction marketing. That's blogs, because it's going to take a minute. YouTube is faster, more direct, quicker. But the SEO counts because if I'm a person who's going to spend $1,000, and I'm going to tell you this, from $50 to $200, people will spend it with you without Google searching you to death, depending on your audience. If somebody's going to spend $500 to $1,000, they're going to try to look for some reviews. LinkedIn somewhere, see that you're a real person online. From $1,000 to $3,000, oh, they're gonna be looking for some reviews, some testimonials. They gotta find out about you. They gotta know some stuff about you. They just can't give you no money for free like that. They need to know who you are. Okay, and so that's 1 through 4, and that's that part. But hold on. Flu Kuko, $25. Thank you so much. That's how I made my first $1 million in sales. Google PPC. Yep. Blogs, coaching, web development. Outsource 50% of the work. There you go. There you go. I mean, that is how you do it. I'm just being honest. So you're going to say, well, Erica, that's good and all. You told me the 4, but which platform do I go on? So I'm going to tell you the 4 right now. Facebook groups, so we already talked about. Number 2 is blogs. Number 3 is SEO. There's a reason I'm saying it that way. Number 4 is Facebook groups. Now, let me clarify. When I said Facebook groups, and then I said blogs, and then I said SEO. Now, you're going to think, well, Erica, SEOs with blogs. You could literally go Google PPC, like he just said, a bunch of landing pages. You wouldn't even have a website. You literally could get people into a bunch of landing pages and do it every day, running hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Google PPC and never have a website. You know how I know? I could point to 100 people who are doing that right this moment. Ravi, who has teaching scaling with systems, dude has 17 businesses, and you're like, well, how he got 17 businesses? That don't make no sense, Erica. His business model is literally a landing page, right? For dentistry. You need braces, whatever, mouth, whatever. Hey, we know where you can get this much off on dentistry in your local area, Dallas, Texas, whatever. And then runs ads to that page, that one pager, runs ads to that one pager. So you don't even know him, but that business generates what? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Because guess what? There's always new dentists out there who need what? Clients. If you're a dentist, you're brand new out of school, you need to make your money, and you don't have reoccurring clients like old Dr. Dennis Billy down the street who's had 100 clients for 20 years, and they're going to send his children, their children, and their neighbors' children to him. Again, when it comes to dentistry, eye doctors, certain fields, once you get enough clients, they'll refer you enough for you. If you got a good 100 clients in an eye doctor practice, every year like clockwork, you can expect those 100 people to do what? Have to come back for their eye exam. Their kids are going to need glasses. You're going to have to get at least 2-3 pairs of glasses. Okay, their family's going to need contacts. When their daughter gets a certain age, she don't want glasses no more. I mean, you've already built in a funnel of future money. Okay? So that's why when you have someone who is a Ravi or whatever, they have 17 different businesses, because they're just running traffic to that page and getting new people. Because guess what? If you're in Texas and in Houston, prime example, I know a person who started a chiropractor office and another guy who started dentistry. They bought these lists from people. because they're brand new, and Houston's full of people moving there brand new every day. So if I'm brand new to a city, my tooth hurt. Now I'm Googling. I'm not going to just drive to the most local dentist right down the street from me. I'm going to Google best dentist office in Houston or Sugarland or Pearland or wherever I'm at, right? And then what's going to pop up? All those PPC links first. All those ads are going to pop up first. And this is why I call this video free training, because I'm really giving y'all 100% what I've literally paid for classes and it's teaching y'all what I'm teaching right now. I'm just laughing because on the inside, I know I can give all this stuff away and some people still won't do it. So I'm okay with it at this point because it's funny. But literally, the first 5 links are ads. And a person who's ready to go do something and really needs a doctor is going to click on some of them ads and maybe the first 3 links on Google, first page, and that's it. And they're going to keep it moving. That's it, right? Someone who's looking for a budget-friendly dentist, someone who's looking for a budget-friendly eye doctor, they're going to type a really particular thing in the chat, in the search bar. Glasses under $100. Eye exams under $100. Well, guess what? Some guys already got that SEO typed in his one pager, and that person gonna click it, and they're gonna fill in the information if it looks clean, neat, and clear for them to do so, right? They're gonna fill it out, and that dude's gonna be selling a doctor who's a cheap doctor. Let's just be quite honest. You doing eye exams for under $100 or $49, you the discount doctor, and you know you the discount doctor. You need those lists every month, so you gonna buy for maybe $1,000 to $5,000 every month a list from those internet guys. Why? Because it's cheaper than you hire somebody on staff to run around and do all this marketing and advertising, and then you run around trying to do the TikTok dances and all that stuff. It's just cheaper to pay from that guy who's already doing it online every single day. Hence why some of those people have 17 businesses. They have a bunch of Facebook ads accounts. They have a bunch of Google accounts, PPC, and they know what they're doing. Okay? This is the game, y'all. I'm giving you 100% of the game right now. Just hit the like button. Okay? Now, again, I said Facebook groups, blogs, SEO, and YouTube was the 4. I'm sorry if I messed it up. But it was Facebook groups, blogs, SEO, YouTube, and the 5th is Instagram. I know you want to fight with me on it, but that's how I'm gonna do it. Okay. Number 1 is the Facebook groups. I already told y'all back and forth how to do the Facebook group part. Number 2, the blogs. The blogs, I've seen people consistently type into a blog for a year. 10 months in, they've just blown up like popcorn gangbusters, selling, books and crap and every kind of thing you can think of because the consistency factor. I know you don't think it, but a lot of times people Google articles or they Google the news in Google, and the first 3 things that pop up are not news. They're not NBC, it's CBNSC and none of that, and CNN and Fox News. They're blogs. They're blogs. That's why you have such a push on the conservative bloggers who are like, hey, they're silencing us. Because they know how powerful it is. If they get you on that blog, they get that little cookie tracker on your page, and now everything, they want to sell you forever is following you all over the internet. Okay, people know how that works. All right. So number 3, again, the SEO, we already talked about it. Number 4 was the YouTube. YouTube is very powerful SEO. Video is very powerful. Everybody doesn't learn from reading. Certain groups of people will hear a video 4 or 5 times. And I've literally watched some YouTube videos that were instructional, but boring, or people consider them boring, like 5 times to get the answer. I was like, oh, great, I got it. Right? So video is powerful. And it's so powerful. That's why they silence voices on the internet. That's why the algorithm kind of punishes people. And because I'm gonna just tell you how people are. The nature of people are, if I come on YouTube, I want 1 million views. I want everybody to see me. I want people to be saying my name like Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna tell you that does not happen. 37 million YouTube channels. Only 76,000 out of 37 million have 1,000 subscribers or more. So when people say, where can you do YouTube? Lots of people do YouTube. No, honey, I have 42,000 subscribers. Only 76,000 people have more than 1,000 subscribers. Check your mouth when you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So whenever people are like, why are you so defensive about YouTube? Is I want you to understand this is a real legit business that gets you real legit money, right? Like, again, this is legit money, real life money. If you want to get to the 10K, it's not like right now I'm working with staff to develop a whole nother business. And when we're developing it, we're using a blog. We're not even going to do YouTube. We're literally going to blog it. And then we're going to have 3 products on it. And that's it. And it's only because I literally am in the jet stream of other women who are like, girl, let me show you what we did. We did this, 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 and this. Boom, done. 10K a month. Let's do it. And when you get into certain rooms with certain people, it's not even a burden for them to share the game with you because they have already done it. They live in their best life. See, that's why when people try to get smart with me about different things on the internet, I go, you're in a place of scarcity. You're not in a place of abundance because that means you're not. I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to get on nobody's bad side. You're not doing well if you in this, women taking all your money and divorcing you and treating you bad. And you're like, man, when was your last girlfriend? 12 years ago. But these women out here is treating you bad. You're like, I cannot be in that environment. I can't. I don't have the energy or the years of life. And I'm just being honest, to be in that environment. So I choose, especially in 2021, to elevate myself with above average people because I want to be very clear. I was at the gym today and I'll be self-conscious when I'm in there. But then I look around and go, baby, I'm doing better than all y'all. I done been on this Stairmaster for 10 minutes. Okay. And I'm looking around this room and y'all can't do it. So stop it. Most people in America are average. And if not average, below average. I'm just being very honest. And what is an example of being above average? Having the courage to speak in front of others, which is a fear of most Americans, creating something, putting something together. You're already above average if you actually complete any of those tasks. I have over 200 people who bought my YouTube course. I have a solid 40 people who really participate. And I reach out individually and say, are you okay? Are you good with the YouTube course? Yeah, I'm just scared. I can't do it. Somebody gonna see me. You can do a video without your face. I just don't know because somebody gonna see me, Erica. I just can't. They're gonna see me. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I just want you to understand the bar of even stepping out and doing a video on your face. You are usually above average. By a little bit, not a ton. I'm not a genius. I'm just saying by a little bit, because people be like, you spent $2,000 with me on a course and you don't want to put one video out. I can't, Erica. I can't do it. Okay, cool. Right? So again, I just want to be that very clear. I am on that coffee. I mean, I came from the gym earlier and now I'm on this almond milk Mexican mocha. It's delicious. Okay, and so what was the last one? I did Facebook groups, I did blogs, I did SEO, I did YouTube, right? I said YouTube. And then the last one is Instagram. Again, there are many beautiful women who are 8, 9s, and 10s, depending on who you talk to, could put up pictures all day and could slay on Instagram all day. Now she has to figure out in the process of slaying us with those pictures, how can she turn it to money? There is a tall, he's half white, half Mexican, I think, guy. He's like 6'5". No, he's like 6'6", which is like 1% of 1% of America, right? And he was fat and then he got in shape, put it on the Instagram, and women be acting like they are unholy in this man's DMs, okay? And he literally has built a career off of Instagram. And they're like, well, how'd you become an actor? I just started taking pictures after I lost weight. His mother was like, maybe you should apply to modeling. Okay. And so what people have to understand is, if you slay at pictures, you do amazing photos, you do landscape photo, whatever you do. Like there's a group that do drone shots of hotels. And then they put it, in order for you to figure out who the hotel is, you have to go to their one pager, click the one pager, and the one pager will ask for your email address, your name and your email. And then you can go and click on the one pager, the actual photo you saw, and it'll tell you the hotel. Now, why did they do all that? Because not only did you go off Instagram, which is hard to get people off the platform. Thank you for the $5 cash app. I appreciate you. Go off the Instagram platform. You went over to their website. You put your name and your email address in, and you went to the hotel. So now they've got a tracer on you, a cookie. Again, I'm not the most technical person, but you know what I'm trying to say. Got a cookie tracker, whatever you want to call it, on you. And whether you go book that hotel now or you book that hotel in 30 days, because you know how people are when they see something on Instagram, they want to book it. They're gonna make that money off you. So whether you book it now or you book it later, they're gonna get that paper off you. And not only are they gonna get the paper off you, they're gonna email you at some point. Oh, thank you for joining our Instagram page. We have, you know what I'm saying? Come on, we have this new hotel you want to check out. Boom. They got you, baby. They got you. Okay. So again, number 1, Facebook groups. Number 2, blogs. Number 3, SEO. Number 4 was YouTube. Number 5 was Instagram. Again, how do you make money? How do you get to 10,000? Number 1 is one-on-one offerings. Preferably you get to that 500 to 1,000 range, but you know how people can be. Make sure you choose your audience wisely. I'm just going to say this like this. When somebody was telling me on Clubhouse, people were mad with this woman over an ebook that was $20, and they destroyed her business, digging up her past, digging up her baby daddy's jail convictions, digging up an old porno video on her, just digging up everything they could find on this woman over $20 ebook because they didn't get the ebook. And they're like, she scammed me out of $20. You need to examine who is your audience. Do you want to serve that audience? Let me be very clear. Some of the hardest audiences you're going to find are people with credit issues, people with financial drama, bankruptcy folks, people needing to make more money. They're going to be the most difficult. They're going to be the most open field, but the most difficult. Do you understand? And this is why when I said this year I'm changing some things and moving and migrating away, I mean that. I cannot. I've seen too many people get destroyed. When people are desperate, they do terrible things. So sometimes you have to go, peace out. This trucking gang, you're dealing with truckers who have a different mindset than you. Okay? So when I sit here and talk to you about how I literally sit in rooms with people who they make $150K a month off of internet, and they really don't deal with nobody but they staff and they office, and they decorate their one room in their house to record videos. Like that's a beautiful life. Like they don't even look at customer complaints. They have somebody on staff do that. That's a beautiful life. I know it sounds rude, but it's a beautiful life. Okay. So again, one-on-one offering, 2 classes. Okay. 3 Facebook groups, private Facebook groups. Number 4, SEO and attraction marketing, bringing people to you. So let's go ahead and read what Anthony said here. Anthony said, I wrote a blog about hydrocortisone. Ah, Lord, y'all help me. That went viral on Facebook, crashed my whole website. Because people are looking for answers. Right now, if you're a vegan or fitness person and you got a blog and you got a website you sell stuff, honey, you ought to be making it. There's no reason why you not. Unless you just look unhealthy. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. Paul, thank you for the $5 super chat. Here got a little something on the almond milk latte. I wish it was. SNS Consulting. That's why I can't fool with these people in low tax brackets, honey. No. Social media is not good unless it's for networking and job related. In cybersecurity, I learned and not allowed to have a social media from 11 years back. Interesting. Queen of credit. Yes, I'm telling you. Some dude, she sounds okay. So some dude, if you are having a problem, that's your internet. Refresh your screen. Everybody in the chat right now, is the internet good? Hit a 1 in the comments if it's good. Hit a 1 in the comments if it's good, because honestly, some of y'all got this Comcast internet and you mad with me. Take it up with Comcast. That's not my problem. You got that ether, that cheap internet, and you mad with me. Stop it. Teresa B, you need to go back and watch this whole video then. You know, y'all getting smart with me over your Comcast internet and your T-Mobile phones and shit like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll get gutty with you. Don't do it. They can show hotels the traffic they draw. Entrepreneur on Fire said, Erica, you be out here giving serious game. Here's the thing. Here's what I've learned. Life skills. Giving out serious game to people. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, here's what I realized. And let me tell you. Listen, he said he has friends who make 6 figures off Also, thank you, Thumbel. I didn't mean to ignore you for the $10 super chat. Thank you also, Urban, for the $1.99 super chat. Selling artwork online. Yep. I see some of y'all stuff. It's not let me pass some of y'all. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So he said, Anthony Bryan Logan said, I have friends that make 6 figures a month on Facebook. It's possible. It's really possible. Average, below average, you sound like episode. No. I'll show. Let me be very careful. We've all met people. I was watching 600-Pound Life with my mom the other day, and there was a young man on the show, and he was talking. And I hate when people assume people from the South are slow, but the more he talked, the more you're like, oh no, he's got a mental challenge. There are some people who are below average, and there are some people who are average. There's some people who are above average. If you're a high performer, and let's be very clear, people in sales are high performers, people who are engineers are high performers. You can be various careers and be a high performer. It isn't just one thing. Because I love when people try to say, well, women who are this are top women. I've met women who are beautiful models. Head is a bunch of bricks, air bricks. All right. And now you got a son who's an air brick head too, because all you cared about was that. Well, good luck. Good luck. Right. So there's a lot of stuff. Queen of Credit, thank you for the $24.99 super chat. So my point of what I'm trying to get across to you guys is proximity matters. Who you want to sell to matters. And realizing, like, I'm in one group this girl has, and all of them are just a bunch of moms. I got in there because she asked me to critique them. They're just a bunch of moms who are like, I'm just trying to make a little bit of money at home, because I hate asking my husband for money, but I don't want to do like a lot. I just want to do a little bit. And so a lot of these people will pay somebody $1,000 to $2,000 a month that they claim they don't have to run blogs for them. And then the blogs start making money, or they start making affiliate sales and different things. They feel better about it. So again, who is this guy? I'm sorry. I'm going to delete somebody. They're going to be banished. I'll put you in timeout. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. All right. So let me see what else. I'm missing anybody's information here. We've been on almost an hour. Teaching tech 10K. Yeah, I mean, again, so the reason I brought this up is a really great article that was over 6 years old was written by a guy who completely destroyed his whole blog, his whole life. And he was talking about women can just take pictures or write blogs, and it's true. Like, if I had a startup day, you took everything away from me, and I was like, okay, what can start something right now? Instead of going because the knowledge I have now, okay, because the knowledge I have now, I would not touch credit, I wouldn't touch money, I wouldn't touch certain things. I would literally go lifestyle blog, I'd go meditation, I'd go health. I'd be like, follow me, losing 50 pounds, look at me in my journey, losing money, losing pounds, losing weight, right? I would do one of those because those make money all day. People want to root for you. People want to be like, girl, what are you using? Girl, I go to the gym every day. I work on my trainer twice a day. I take these supplements, and people love it. I know 3 girls right now. I've been watching them for 2 years. They ain't lost a pound of weight. I think she lost 10 pounds over this 2-year journey. And she makes 12 grand a month. Affiliate marketing, people buying the outfit she wears, the workout clothes, the plus size girl workout clothes, the hair scrunchies, the moisturizer, the cocoa butter. She got white girl followers too. Okay, so I'm like, okay, she ain't lost but 10 pounds. Okay, but she got the followers. Okay, and I love her. She got a great personality, great spirit. But that's how much I know. You could literally go into I'm sorry, it's terrible. You can go to lifestyle and fitness, not lose any weight, and be talking about supplements and shakes, and people will buy them. I'm sorry. I think it's awesome. I salute her. It's the best. Sorry. She will not see this, so I'm not really worried at all. She can't say that to me, even if she does. What's she gonna say? She's even said on her channel she lost 10 pounds. Okay. So all right. What's the last one y'all got? I'm done. I'm cutting up. I'm done. Okay. This is what being home in North Carolina will do to you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I had to block them. You're blocked. Again, thank you, Queen of Credit, for $24 super chat. The cleaning YouTube channels and grocery hauls are killing it on YouTube. Yes. Getting in front of people is definitely anxiety. Yep. Yep. A 15 book on page on Amazon, haven't made a dime in over a year. Oh man, well, we need to talk about it. You need to get inside around 20% or something. Somebody told me to stop, so I'm gonna stop. Let's see. Thank you, Chantel Johnson, for the $2 Canadian money. Thanks for showing us the ability. You're right. Okay. So again, so that's kind of the thing, right? So again, I think I've hit it on the head. Again, if you want to learn more of any of this stuff, I might even put this in an ebook form for free 99, because I know people gonna be like, I didn't hear something. Mari Bethel said she's gonna start a weight loss challenge next year. Listen, I'm telling you, I've seen people do it. Thank you for the cash apps. I see y'all. I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all. Rhonda, I appreciate everybody's cash app. Deshaun, yes, I see it. Jennifer Prince, thank you for the $25 cash app. Yes, thank you, sis. Okay, so again, see again that before and after. Again, you can do all kind of angles with pictures. Ask AM1, any of these people in here, you can do all kind of angles and lights and camera poses, and you can do a lot. So, but yeah. And I think whatever the last one I was thinking of is like conservative channels. You literally could drop a conservative book, 2 books a year for the next 4 years, as long as Biden's in here. And even though I have my thoughts on conservative views, and like we might never ever have a Republican president again, but the culture war startup game clock just hit. So everybody who's gonna do, yeah, trust me, they're gonna make money right now. The next 4 years, they're gonna drop 2 books a year, and culture. All these people are gonna be doing all kind of stuff, right? They're gonna be doing all kind of stuff for the next 2 to 4 years, because it's the momentum, it's the season. So if you want to learn more about all this stuff we're talking about, I'm gonna drop a quick ebook or something, and I'm also going to more of this conversation will be in Rod's 20%. So if you're in the Rod's 20%, you already know what we're about to talk about more of, and that is what it is, YouTube channels as well. So thank you guys for supporting the channel today. There's been almost 400 people in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. And somebody's cracking me up. They said somebody had a channel, Watch Me Make $1 million. Right? Did she make her $1 million? That's the thing. Oh, for real. Listen, I already know that's coming, Ashton. All the books they had against Trump. We already saw that. There you go. Again, Robbie, I get it. There's a reason I'm in North Carolina. Even if y'all want to be crazy at the Capitol, I'll be with my family. I'll be out here with my pew pew pew. And if it's not crazy, then I'll drive on back to Texas, because y'all be cutting up. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Hope any of this was helpful for y'all. Share this video if it helped. And again, Mrs. Love Jones, congratulations for sure. Congratulations. There you go. Again, the video in the video description, we'll have the classes over there and an email class. So, all right, later, you guys. Thanks for being here.